We on. Yes, sir. What up, Voibez?
What up, Voibez?
That is our new name for you. The Voibez. We on. Yeah. Real quick, hard and fast. What's your vibrations, brother? How you feeling? Chickens.
The vibrations.
That's
What's
our
the
new
vibrations?
chickens. We call it the vibrations.
The vibrations today. Feeling good. It is a Sunday. We're filming this on a Sunday. Positive,
Yep.
productive, restful.
My man just woke up from a nap.
Hey, if you got a nap, you got a nap, bro. So we're out here being productive after rest because it's the best.
Yep.
I was going to keep going, but nah. Wait, how about you? What's the vibrations?
Yeah, I'm good. I haven't napped today, but I napped yesterday. I was out yesterday. I don't know why, but yesterday I was struggling. I was just sluggish. Not like struggling, but I was just like lazy. Crazy lazy mode. I was like,
I feel like sometimes you just need some of those days, though.
But I was just like, man, get up, do something. But it was good. Today, I feel much better though. Today, I woke up a lot better vibes. I was more energized. Got to go out, catch up with some of the peeps for breakfast and stuff. It was good. Feel good. But yeah,
Nice.
Yesterday's sluggish day. I think that week just hit me. That was crazy. But I
That
still
was-
managed to get up, man. But yeah, it's crazy.
Hard out. It's been a crazy week. So much has happened. So shout out to all the dancers that are doing it.
Yeah.
All the vibers.
Yeah.
All the vibrations.
All the vibrations throughout the month. The first month.
Hi.
Yes. The first month was crazy. How was your first month? We have similar first months,
Hi.
but we still do kind of our own thing on the side too. But yeah, how was your first month?
First month has been good, bro. It's been a good month full of different goals, setting different things, putting things into place. It's been a massive month, but trying to carry the momentum through to February, which is always a hard one because always when you have like a productive season,
Yeah.
you kind of feel like you're in this roller coaster or like I hate feeling like a wheel, like a hamster on a wheel. You're just kind of just running for ages on the spot. I hate that feeling. So yeah, it's just trying to figure out like, okay, cool, like where to now? What are some of the things that have to kind of put in place or have to remember around like just being productive and just how to set things up for the long run.
Yeah. How like in terms, because our month was busy. It was crazy. Heaps of events, but also going back into work, which is insane because we work together, but the workload was crazy. Has it changed, like looking back at your month in terms of like how we were talking in our first episode, we were talking about the anchors that we set ourselves or like giving ourselves a theme and all that. Like, has that changed in a way, or like has your month been busy in a good way to the point like you're even more motivated, like you're on track and you're like going, or have you found some things
I
you're
think
switching up, or
Nah,
even any learnings?
I think it's always different because it's like every month has to look different. So even when you set anchors throughout the year, you have to understand like those anchors are things to keep you grounded.
Yeah.
When like what an anchor is, like, you know what I mean? When the waves hit, when everything hits, an anchor is supposed to like keep you stable, keep you steady. And I think with the anchors that I've put in place for myself, regardless of, because my anchor isn't a goal. Like it's not like I have to do this every single day. But yeah, with work and with all the other stuff, I feel like my capacity in terms of work and dance, because before, maybe we can talk about this even more, is like, what's your view on what is what does a creative look like? Because in the scope of things now, in terms of like career choice, there's so many dancers that have to do other things in order for their dance career to survive, and it's not a super it's not an easy thing, especially for like our line of work. We're always trying to like, it may not be the most physically like demanding type of work, but in terms of trying to think like strategy, trying to figure out stuff like here, mentoring people and carrying that load, like you're always trying to figure out like, how do I
Yeah.
you know, put things into place to make sure that people are looked after, or
Yeah.
you know, you're trying to set up platforms and stuff. So I feel like, for me personally, I feel like my capacity is like growing heaps in terms of just what I can handle. But yeah, I think in terms of the anchors themselves, for my anchors this year, for my goals, like I'm still on track, but I'm just realizing like in the midst of the busyness, you always have to have the next thing planned out. Because I felt like I had January like super detailed, like planned, here's the goal, hit certain goals and was like, damn, I don't really see past like the next part or that first phase. So I was like, damn. So I think I'm in that point where I'm just like trying to figure out what does this next phase look like on top of whatever other building block you're trying to figure out. So that was just me. But how about you?
Yeah. Yeah, January crazy. I enjoyed January. It was hard, but like stacked busy. But in terms of like the goal, the anchor and stuff, everything's still the same. The anchor helped me too in certain times, like even like just real small. My battle with Bruiser, like towards the end, and I was just super gassed, but my anchor like kept replaying in my head, and I was like, all right, we're gonna push. So little stuff like that, even like just coming in to train on days when you're tired, like it really helped. And like just seeing the benefits of it towards the end of the month, and just looking back and just realizing how much it helped, like going through the stink days and just making it through. Was crazy because I like just today actually I just started looking back on the month and like how much we've done with the events and with work and like just content and just creating in general, like how you were saying, like what does it look like for creative, or what does a creative workload kind of I guess look like in a sense. But just that stuff was like a big I guess challenge in itself in January, in terms of like how we're like dropping content, trying to think of new content, trying to keep up to date, or trying to keep posting and staying like not relevant, what is it, what's the word, consistent, trying to stay consistent with that. But yeah, January's been crazy busy. But my mind is like going into January, I had like my goal for the year and that, and I had little things set up. But even like just in the tournaments, like when we did the ID event and then the Project Feel Good, my mind is like all over here. Like I've got all these things that are happening and trying to just zone in. That was a struggle of mine this month. So even like just like when we go in, like when you go into battle or you go into like the event and you go to dance, you're like, you feel all right, you calm yourself down and stuff like that. There's always a bit of adrenaline, but yeah, I was just real like I guess flustered, like when I was dancing in my mind and stuff. And then after I was like, man, why did I feel like I was rushed? I couldn't like calm and like sit in my moments or like just ride this beat. Yeah, it was crazy. And I think it was just because so much going on and I'm trying to like really just zone in. But it's like it's not a bad thing. It's more like an exciting, like, wow, I've got so much going on. Like I just want to do this, do that. And then it's finding that focus point. So yeah, January was crazy for me. But yeah, that whole like, what does it look like for creative? Like always having to adapt, always having to change. Because yeah, we'll talk about it, like the attention span that people have now online, but also like it could even carry on into like events, like people's like if you're showcasing, not even like just battling, like bro, you gotta be on.
Yeah,
it's crazy, but
hard out. I mean, that just goes to show the scope of where society is at the moment in terms of just like entertainment and
spoiled.
Spoiled. Like,
that's all it is.
I mean, and we can talk about it because we're the ones a part of the issue as well. You know, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but it's like it's the very game that we get sucked into is the very game that we're trying to find better ways to like beat, if that makes sense.
Oh, for sure.
So it's just crack up. But yeah, I mean, with the events and stuff, the events have been crazy good. The events have been really, really dope. And it's cool. It's cool to just see like it's just cool to hear how from an outside perspective people might perceive you as like, wow, like, you know, he's on. Yeah. But then you're like here like, nah, like, bro, you know, I'm flustered. Yeah. You're saying that, you know, you haven't really like in these past couple events you found yourself like kind of thinking or like, you know, you've been flustered and whatnot, which is real interesting.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's the word spoiled, bruh, with this generation of entertainment. It's crazy. Like even just online, like I remember like coming up, like when YouTube, I sound so old, when YouTube started coming out. But like before that, like seeing footage of like the Crump Kings and stuff, like we were so like, we'd sit on the same 1 minute video of a dancer for like months, and we'd just always watch it. Now you just watch it once and then, oh yep, where's the next video? Well, yep, where's it? Same with music, like beat makers, crump tracks, like everyone's like play a track for a week, next session you got a whole new album, or people are looking for new, and it's like, how do you as a creative keep up with that? Hey, like even just posting footage online, like got to keep adapting to that, make it interesting in new ways, and bro, because you have to like try and post in a way that will bring people to come back and watch it. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy times, bruh.
It's the game we have to learn to play.
It is.
Oh wow.
Yep, but
The
it's
joys.
crazy. Yeah. What else we got? Talk about it. I put a post up. Talk about it. We had one dope question this time. Sorry, I posted quite late, so people didn't have much time to respond to it. But if it's still up, oh no, it's going to be gone by the time we upload this. Never mind. But yeah, the question was, how do you lab at home? Or what are some tips to, I guess, train or lab at home? For those that don't know what lab is, that's what we kind of call practicing at home pretty much. But yeah, should we go our go-tos, or do you want to like, we just go in?
Yeah, I reckon I don't know. I don't have a go-to.
Yeah.
I think the biggest tip with like that I've learned with how to lab at home is, the funny thing is like you can put yourself in a position where you feel like a certain pressure when you're labbing at home, and that certain pressure that you put on yourself is like the worst thing to ever put on yourself when you're labbing at home. Like when you come into the lab, for example, like today, like I came in and I wanted to lab, I wanted to do a workout. Every time when I choose to lab at home or choose to like train in the space, like you have to go into it really like chill and relaxed. Yes, there's sometimes where you have to come in with a certain agenda, a certain plan, and you know, those things are always really, really good to have. But a lot of times, bro, like as a creative, as a crumper, like you lab, you have this relationship between like the, I don't know, like another world, because you're trying to come into a space and you're trying to grab the best ideas from this imaginary place, and you're trying to turn it into moves, and you're trying to make it like a real thing. If you put too much pressure on yourself to grab the best ideas, you'll end up hating the lab, and you'll end up pushing yourself to a point where it's like you're doing all these things for no reason. And so, yeah, something that I've learned along the way for ages, and I keep trying to like just tell people, if you struggle on labbing by yourself at home, just keep it super chill. Like just come into the space, play your music, chill for a little bit. However long that lasts, maybe it'll only be like 15 minutes. Like, bro, dope. Stop the music, get out.
It's something.
Yeah, it's something, because if you like repeat that habit and you repeat that cycle and you do it long enough, you'll end up, there's like that whole saying, like compound interest. Like if you do something bit by bit and you just continue to do it, you eventually will find certain things, ideas that you'll come back to, and if you do it often enough, you'll find that your momentum will just start to build way more organically, as opposed to you trying to come in and trying to make the best move and putting yourself in that pressure and position. You just end up hating the lab, and I feel like that's the biggest thing that is hindering a lot of people labbing, is like you have to enjoy the lab to even want to lab. So if you don't enjoy it, then you will never ever end up doing it. And so there's been many a times where I've come in and I'm just like, bruh, this sucks. And so I just changed my perspective. Like I changed, like you just have to pivot your whole plan and idea. Sometimes you might want to come in and try and figure out one thing, you end up doing another thing, and that's all good. Shoot, sometimes I just come in, just get a little bit of a workout in. That's my lab.
Yep. That's crazy. Yeah. Yeah. Just going off that. Yeah, keeping it simple is for sure key. Coming in with if you're labbing by yourself, I guess it depends. Like if you have an event coming up and stuff like that, kind of switches up your lab goals or what you have a purpose to be in the lab. But if you're like just at home chilling and you're kind of like I guess in off season and like still wanting to lab but don't know how to start or like what to work on and stuff, like yeah, just movement, like coming into the lab and just making sure that you'll stay like moving at least, without like a purpose. It can, yeah, it takes off the pressure. Playing different music to help you just get into a different mood too, in case you're not feeling like crump music. Like I came in the lab yesterday and I was like, I don't even want to lab. I played crump music and I was just like, yeah, I don't even want to hear this right now. Just because I've been listening to crump music for a while, like nonstop. So yeah, hearing like that, and I just switched it to like a complete like opposite end of like music compared to crump. So, and it helped me. I was just moving. But yeah, even like recently, because I've been crump so much in the lab, I'm like, I'm wanting to lab. I haven't started, but I'm wanting to lab with movement, but trying not to crump, if that makes sense. And then just letting it bond later. But yeah, just labbing at home, like again, there's no pressure at home. Like it's just you. So whatever rules you make, like experiment with it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you like it, you can keep it. But I guess anything you decide to work on is gonna help you grow anyway. So, and again, even if it's only 15 minutes, at least that's something as opposed to just not labbing. Sometimes, yeah, if you really can't think of what to lab on or how to lab, just pump music and move. And like you'll see where that takes you. It might take you somewhere. It might put you on this random tangent, and you can just keep going, or you might end up just being like, yeah, I'm gonna just do a workout. Like mine was split yesterday. I was doing movement, played different music, put me in a mood for a little bit, and then I got over that and I just started doing a workout. And I was just like, let me just do a workout for a little bit, like at least 20 minutes or something. And yeah, I felt good after it, but after a sluggish day. But yeah, that's my thing on how to lab at home. If you still struggle, give yourself a goal. I don't know, create 3 things with 3 different props, or write down words for you to kind of go off and lab. I guess everyone's a little bit different, just finding out your rhythm, what helps you.
And don't let your goal like be such a, because goals can bring pressure. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you really don't. Like,
Yeah.
bro, there are so many times where you should just be dancing for the sake of just dancing, right? Like, I remember when we were younger, like when I first started crump, I didn't really know how to lab. I just knew that I just wanted to just practice, just turn on the music and just go for it. And I think like that's such a, being as experienced as we are now and kind of in the lane that we're in, you can kind of lose perspective from that. Like those are the core memories, those are the core feelings. Like I remember playing DVDs and hearing the hype and the music within the DVDs. Those will be the times where I would practice.
Yeah.
And like you just felt like the coolest. You felt like you were the coolest guy because everyone's like, whoa,
Yeah.
like, but it's from the DVDs.
Yep.
So I think it's just remembering, like, man, like treat your lab as if it were something, as if it were a person that you would want to hang out with. Like, don't treat it as like a chore that you have to do, like on your list. Like, damn, I got a lab. Like, treat it as someone that you would want to hang out with, because that's, if you treat it as like a chore, you're gonna freaking hate just everything about it. So come into the lab. If it helps you, like, dress up whatever you feel comfortable to dance in, do that. If you're more like wanting to get a workout and a bit of a lab in, dress appropriately. Like, you can't expect to get a productive session in if you're not dressed for the occasion, so you just got to make sure like those little things are kind of there. And just treat it however what I said before, because you have to, or else it'll just turn into the worst thing. And I've seen so many dancers complain about labbing by themselves, and they would rather lab with other people. But even when they're labbing with other people, they're doing nothing different than what they could be doing by themselves. It's just a simple like mindset, and it's a simple thing that people just have to take the pressure off themselves and not have to be such a, I don't know. And don't compare your lab to everyone else's lab too. Like don't fall into the trap of hearing how people lab, like how we lab or how the greats, whoever you consider a great, like don't confuse where you're at with where they are and what they've been through. Like you just gotta, I don't know, just don't put yourself into that space where you have to put so much pressure on yourself to be a certain thing, to be like, what even is a crumper? Like what even is a like, bro, what does that even look like? Like people, true. Put in so much like characteristics of a certain thing, but it's like, so that could change like in the next 5 years, like depending on, the generation or the creatives that are coming out. So
one thing I will say too is like with your labs, how he's saying like don't compare yourself with your labs, like that's where you kind of like you can find your, I guess, your content if you're someone who teaches workshops. Like when you see people teach workshops and you take workshops and then you go away and you work on it, you can't teach the workshop exactly the same as how that person taught the workshops, because they're teaching through their experience with certain information that they gather, so it's like when you get information, you go away, work on it in the lab, or when you're labbing at home, you can also, that's you figuring things out and how you work, because everyone works differently, everyone takes in information differently and works on it. You might find different ways to use the same piece of information, and then you can pass that on. So there's heaps of reasons for like good things that can come out of labs. Like your lab might just be you writing low key, like not even moving. But yeah, bro, you know what's crazy is how you were saying like dress appropriately for the lab. Like it's weird how like it really does help like certain people. Like even me, I when I went to labs with the fam and stuff, even at home, like I would have to like dress buck like to feel it. But then like I remember I'd go to sessions and there's people coming straight from training, like those shorts like halfway up their thigh type thing. I'm like, oh, like stubbies. Oh, bro, they'd be like them with like some Jordans. I'm like, yo, go.
Damn.
And they just be like full character like this. Yeah, I'm like,
so
in my head, I'm like, I can't do it.
Yeah, if you can do it, damn, you're
like,
on, brother.
Do your thing. But I was like, nah, I can't, bro. It's not me. But when I see it, I'm like, I don't know. But yeah, it's crazy how like if you're one of those people that needs like 3 different t-shirts for one lab session or 5 different hats, and bro, just do it. Like, that's how
like
you
dancers.
are, bro.
That's like dancers in general, because even in like the Kari world, like bro, you gotta dress swag, bro. If you don't, you don't feel it.
Exactly. So, So, and
if
you are someone who can just wear whatever and feel on and have the confidence, bro, do it. Run with it. But if you're doing a showcase or an event battle, maybe But yeah, that's it for that one. Talk about it. Yeah.
Talk about it.
Talk about it. But yeah, good question. Shot, yo. But yeah, that's us. Easy. We on for the vibes. We appreciate everyone's comments still. Subscribe, like, share our posts. We're on Spotify too. Oh yeah. So if you're driving to work and you want to listen to us talk some yarns, we on. But yeah, peace.